Hey everyone, so today I just want to go over Rubrics in Google Classroom. Rubrics is a fairly new feature. It was introduced in the around the fall of 2019 or so. So I want to just go over this, how you create one, what it looks like, um, how it looks once a student turns something in, and all that. So you'll see over here, I've already created a rubric so we can see it. But so I'm going to go into this one first, just so you'll see what it looks like once it's created, and then I'll show you how to get one on like an assignment. So if I click over here, now this is a rubric I've created in Google Classroom. So I did have to import everything from a rubric that I already had. I made a hyperdoc example that's on the instructional tech website. I did a rubric on that, and it's not very good, so don't judge me on that. I put it together really quickly, but it kind of gets the point across of what it would look like. So I had 4 different levels that I was grading on: organization, content knowledge, time management, and quality of work. These are like the descriptions for the titles, and then I had the point values in what I was grading. So excelling, so this was the title for the excelling point value, and this is the description: satisfactory, developing, and needs improvement. Okay. Then I have content knowledge. Again, here's this, and then the point values are the descriptions, time management, and quality of work. So in total, the most you can get is 4 points. So this assignment is worth 16 points. Okay. So this is what this one looks like. Now on a student side, I've already gone into Rami. Rami turned, I gotta delete this out because when I was playing with it before, I gave Rami points before. Rami turned in their work, so I was not a very good teacher there. So basically Rami turned in a document. Let's see what Rami wrote. So they're going based on the sun, and Rami wrote, "The sun is bright." So Rami did not do a very good job on this assignment. So let me go back and regrade this now, because I was just playing with this earlier. So the rubric I can grade on organization, and then you can see on the drop down here, it gives you the points, and you can select it or you can clear. So if you want to start over, you can clear that out. So Rami, for organization, you can grade it. Obviously, there's just a one sentence, so I'm just going to give 1 point for each one. If you already know what they are and you just want to kind of go based on this, you know what the descriptions are, you can go just on this. But if you want to see the drop down, you can click the drop down for each one. So again, content knowledge, and you can see what the criterion are for each one. Okay, and then you can select it. Now, this will automatically add it up. Now, this assignment was worth 100 points, but even though the rubric was only 16, it auto-calculated. So because I gave 1 point for each one, that was a 4 out of 16. You'll see that I gave it as 25%. I can change the point value in the Google Classroom assignment to be whatever I want, and this will auto-calculate out of that. So if I make it 50%, it will auto-calculate the 25, because it was 4 out of 16, so that's 25%. So out of 50, it would calculate whatever 25% would be of that. So you don't have to worry about any of that. It's very smooth. So I used to make my own rubrics in Google Docs, and I used to put the point value in. This makes it very simple because you don't have to go through and kind of type in each one. You can just select it here. So it makes it a little bit more quick to do that. You can also have a comment bank. So again, I've added these as just examples. So you can use the comment banks on here too. So again, these are just to kind of copy to clipboard, and then you can comment on it. Although that's not really spelling, so I guess let me do add more detail. So over here, I can click here, say add more detail, and click comment. And now they know to add more detail because that's obviously not very detailed. So you can go through and do that really quickly. So that's kind of just a very easy way to grade and kind of use the rubric and how that works. Okay, so this is basic grading in Google Classroom. This is kind of Google's right now what they're working towards to make it a kind of full-fledged grading system versus more of just a content management system, which it used to be. Now they're starting to add grading functionality and rubrics and those kind of features into Google Classroom. Okay, so that's just what I wanted to show you there. Now let me go and show you how it works. So if I go back to my demo class, again, this is the one I did before, so I'm just going to make a new one. So what you do is you go to create, and then you go to assignment. Okay, And you'll see there's a rubric section down here, but it's grayed out right now. So I have to add in a title, so sample 2. And now you'll see that rubric appears once you type in the title. It might take a second, but it will add after you type the title in. You don't need to put instructions because they do say optional, but if I want to, I can type sample 2 again. But I already have rubric here. Now, again, you can select the classes you want it to go to, how many students, so if you want it just to be the individual students or all of them. Again, you can change the point value. So this is where it was out of 100. If you want it to match the rubric, you can do that. Or you can keep it out of 100 points, and the rubric will calculate it off of that 100 points. You can put a due date, and you can change the topic. So because this is a sample one, I'm just going to put under the sample topic. Now, when you create a rubric, you'll see that it gives you the option to create one. You can reuse one, or you can import. So if I click reuse, you'll see that it pulls up the one I used previously. Okay. If I go to create, it's going to pull up a blank rubric. Let's see if I import it. Now, I had a template that I was using. Let's see if it actually works. So I'm trying to work on this. So I have a rubric template here. Let me see if it will actually, no, there's an error. So I got to work on the template. Once I get the template working, I will give that to you. But a lot of people have had trouble getting a template from Google Sheets imported into Classroom. So I'm going to have to work on that. And once I do, I will get you that template. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a rubric, and I'm just going to show you how this works. So again, you can use scoring or not use scoring. You can change the order of the points. So I'll show you how this works. So if I add in points over here, you'll see that they're descending. So 4 points all the way down to 1. You can change this to ascending. Okay. This is the total the rubric is out of right now because I've only added a possible of 4 points. Once I add more criterion down here, it will adjust this number so you can see what your total rubric is out of. I can click up here and delete the rubric if I want to. And now over here is where you add in that description and everything like that. So if I go, let me go back over here just so you can see how this works. I'm gonna have to load Classroom again, so I'll do that after. But basically you can add in the description. I guess I can kind of show you from over here. So if I go back to the rubric, you'll see that I have my headers. So organization, content knowledge, time management, and quality of work. That's what this would be over here. So I have, this is my criterion, my main one. So this could be like my organization one up here. And then I have the level title and the description. So actually let me load this so you can actually see what it looks like. I'll go back to Google Classroom. Go to my demo class. So this will help you kind of visualize a little bit better. So you can see over here is my criterion title. So that's this. My criterion description, which would be here. And then I have my point values. And then you have your level title and description for each point value. So again, my point value, my level title, and the description for each point value. Okay, so this whole kind of area up here, this section is your first criterion. And then you can add as many as you want down here. So I have 4 for this one. So if I wanted to add more criterion to it, I would go over here, click the plus, and now you'll see that I have, this is my first one, and now I have a second one. Okay. Now, if you want to delete the criterion, you can go over here, and you can say duplicate, or you can delete it. So I'll delete it. So if I wanted to take this one, which I already made, so say a lot of it's going to stay the same except the title and maybe the title description, you want to keep the point values and like the level titles the same, something like that. You can go over here and say duplicate criterion, and it will duplicate it down here. So it makes it a little bit quicker when you're adding stuff. And you'll see because I duplicated it, so now I have 2, the total I have is 8 points that this is out of right now. You can also move it up. So if I want to move, if I titled it, you would see that I would take this bottom one and move it up, or I can move them down. So you can play with that as you want as well. So once you fill everything in, you would get something that looks like this or similar to this, depending on what you put in there. Okay, and it integrates very nicely into Google Classroom. It will save you a lot of time with grading because you don't have to especially if you utilize the comment bank and the rubrics and everything. It should save you a lot of time with grading. It does take a little bit of time to put them into Google Classroom, but again, once you do get them all in there, you can start reusing them for your future classes. So what my goal is I'm going to start getting them in for my classes over the course of 1 year, and it will probably take me an extra 10 or 15 minutes to do that for each assignment. But then once I have them all in there, I will reuse them each year, and I don't need to recreate them. I can edit the rubric if I want to, because I can reuse one and then edit it if I ever need to edit it, but it will pretty much already be in there. So that, again, it does take about an extra 10 to 15 minutes per assignment to kind of get it into Google Classroom, and to kind of get into that template format and to upload it. But once you do get it in there, it should save you a good amount of time moving forward. Okay. So that is just a quick overview of rubrics in Google Classroom. I hope you find it helpful for your class, and have a great rest of your day.